Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man, it's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to CockTales, dirty discussions with Kiki and Medinah Monroe. Yeah.
Today's cocktail is called Indic Cloud. The ingredients you need for an Indic Cloud: no sugar, first of all, relaxation, some chemistry, some date night energy. You're probably thinking, where can I buy this? How am I going to make all of this? Well, you're going to go to indicloud.co. Y'all, Indic Cloud is a fully legal online cannabis dispensary for gummies, exotic flowers, premium pre-rolls, and zero sugar THC sodas. And we're
sipping a little blue raz today.
And I absolutely, like, to actually be drinking the product that you're talking about, it's good. Mm-hmm. One of the things I love about it is if you're having a stressful day, you're feeling irritable, or you're just annoyed, but you also have a date. Kiki,
this is gonna chill you out. I'm telling you. When I have like a stressful day and everything is irritating me, or I am in physical pain, which is probably a good 3 weeks out the month, if I have a little soda from Indic Cloud or one of their gummies, they have sent us gummies. They sent me this candy. It's like a nerd rope. Mm-hmm. If you've ever had one of those. And then they also sent me these little bites that are like, I think they're called cereal bites, but they're like Rice Krispie treats, mm-hmm. basically. I haven't tried those yet. Those are pretty strong. I'm going to save that for the weekend. But we split the blue raz soda, and I like that on the can so that you don't forget. It says there's a 15-minute onset. And then when I was eating the candy, it was like, you need to wait 2 hours before you think it doesn't work. That way it has time to like move through your body and get in your system, because you don't want to have too much. Right. I like that they tell you about the potency of all of their products, and they'll also tell you the kind of vibe that you'll get, because mm-hmm. being stressed out, whether you're going on a date, hanging out with friends, seeing your family, whatever the case may be, sometimes you want to show up and you want to be social, you want to do those things, and you don't want to let whatever outside stressors you have get in the way. Mm-hmm. Have you a little Indic Cloud.
I mean, for real, because people really don't understand how much your daily activity, stress, can really kill a vibe. And let's say you are newly back outside like myself. If you sip this as you're getting ready to go on that date.
That's what I like to do. Sip it while I'm getting ready.
Now you're feeling flirty. You're having a good time. Like, you're already creating your own chemistry. Don't kill the vibe just because you're stressed. Like, life mm-hmm. be lifing, but you can't stop life just because life be lifing. And that sounds so deep, but I came in here today and I told Kiki, I was like, I'm irritable. I got an attitude. I feel good.
I feel good too. I was stressed out. I was like, I got a million things going on in my mind, and nothing is going to get resolved today. And now it just feels like, well, whatever. We're here. I'm blessed, highly favored. What am I stressed about? Yeah. Today is today, and we're going to do what we can today and not stress about it. And whatever doesn't get done today, tomorrow, if I make it to tomorrow, it can get done then. And if I don't, it didn't matter no way.
Right. And imagine feeling like this and going on a date. At first you were stressed, and if you wouldn't have had the Indic Cloud, you would be on the date being annoying and being rude, having a little mm-hmm. attitude. Now it's just, your Lord is gone. But now you're feeling relaxed.
I also find that it makes men's jokes so much funnier. Like, everything starts to get funny, mm-hmm. and that's a good time, because when somebody can keep you laughing, hopefully you don't need Indic Cloud for that, but maybe those first date jitters, or maybe you got a man that think he funny and he not. Mm-hmm. Just drink the Indic Cloud. Y'all will both be happier.
I've also found that it makes conversation easier. Maybe you forgot your conversation card game. Have a few sips of Indic Cloud. The conversation is flowing.
Yeah.
And you don't even need alcohol. That's what I also think is great.
So I mixed ours this time with a agave spirit-free flavored thing. Basically, it is no alcohol tequila, just so it would feel like a cocktail, and it gave it a nice little spicy kick. You can drink it just with ice. You can drink it straight out of the can. We didn't want to get too lit, so I was like, I will bring one mm-hmm. because they are good, and I would finish this whole thing by myself. But we can split it and cut it with a little tequila, or a little ginger ale is good with it. Or even club soda, like if you want it to be more like a spritz. Mm-hmm. I'm telling y'all, these things are so relaxing. And the gummies, I had those. They are orange flavored. And they taste like, if y'all remember, it's like an old lady candy where it's the orange slices that'll be wrapped up. That's what they taste like. So you were talking about nostalgia. I think on the bonus, those were nostalgic to me because of that. And I loved them. I had one last night. I mean, I don't know what I was watching, but whatever it was so funny.
I have the sleeping ones also, and I've been taking them almost every night for a little sleep. It gives me really great dreams, really good dreams. Also, I want to add that 420 is right around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
So with new customers, you get 40% off all month long during Indic Cloud's biggest sale of the year. 420. Come on, y'all.
That's a big deal. So if you are 21 or older and a new customer, just go ahead and head on over to indicloud.co. That's INDACLOUD.co. not .com.co, and use code CockTales, CockTales, for 40% off your first order. That's indicloud.co. Use code CockTales for 40% off all month long. Ship discreetly to your door, plus free shipping on all orders over $50. And oh, this is the gift that keeps on giving. So you get free shipping on orders over $50, and then you'll also get $30 in free gifts if your purchase is over $120. So you may as well just stock up so that you don't have to wait, and then you can stock your cabinet. You can get a few snacks, get a few beverages, whatever it is that you like. They have so many different types of products. Y'all go to indicloud.co, check out their website, browse. You can shop by mood, you can shop by potency, and you can shop by product. Don't tell us we ain't never gave y'all nothing.
Yeah.
And now we'll get back to the show. So, welcome back to CockTales Dirty Discussions, you guys. I am Kiki Said So.
Hey, y'all. I'm Medinah Monroe.
And this week, we have a few topics that we're going to get into in a minute, but I do want to remind you all to make sure that you listen to the episode all the way through, because we've moved our announcements to the end, and we do have a few things that we want to make sure that you know that we have going on. And then this week, we're also going to be talking about if you're really a good friend, or are you actually just doing too damn much and saying you're a good friend and you really not being one? So that's the topic for today. But before we get into today's topic, we're going to actually move on to weird sex.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury.
Like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not a necessity.
Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter?
Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
Okay, so this week's weird sex is a short story. Several people sent this to me, and this was a while ago, but it was so crazy. I was debating on whether I wanted to share it or not. My question is, for everybody, why y'all be putting stuff in your butts that don't belong there? Stuff that doesn't belong there, stuff that wasn't made for your butt, stuff that is not an organic object, stuff that is maybe, I don't know, an undetonated World War I bombshell, like a literal bombshell. There was a hospital in France that ended up having to get evacuated because somebody showed up. This man showed up with an undetonated bombshell in his butt. Freaked everybody out. They evacuated the hospital after surgeons discovered a live 8-inch artillery shell from 1918. That's over 100 years old.
Was he old?
I don't know how old he was, but this happened in Toulouse, France. His booty was too loose, so I guess that's why he had to upgrade to this bombshell. This is crazy. They quickly contacted a bomb squad and emptied the facility out of fear that the shell would explode. Authorities deemed the shell not to be a threat and took it with them for further investigation. It remains unclear how the bomb ended up there. I've got some ideas. Local officers stated that prosecutors are considering taking legal action against him for handling a Category A munitions. Shells of this sort were deployed by the blah, 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 a whole bunch of shit that he shouldn't have been doing. The authorities just said you shouldn't have had this shit to begin with. And it's not the first case in this place in France, which is weird. 4 years ago, another hospital was evacuated because an 88-year-old man arrived with similar artillery in his anus. And I think I did that story then because at first I thought this was the same thing, just recycled. No, it's more than one person walking around with bombshells in their butt. Like, do you really need that much power back there?
How do
What's
we
going
get here?
on?
Like, I really do. There's like crack. Like, How do you, whenever
It's like crack. That first hit to that booty ain't enough.
But my thing is like, how do you ever get to crack? Like you're at a party. If someone ever pulled crack out, it's one thing to pull coke out. Okay. But like if you pull a crack pipe out and it's like, hey, everybody, the party's here. I'm sprinting. How did we get to a bomb in your butthole?
I don't know. I guess he felt like it was safe because it was so old. It couldn't possibly go off. I don't know. But you guys, there are so many websites, so many stores that you can go to find products that you can safely insert in your rectum if that's what you're into, instead of finding old rusty things. Imagine if you got to get a tetanus shot because you didn't put some old rusty shit up your butt.
They're telling the whole hospital. They're shutting the whole hospital down.
Now it's people in there with real issues going on, and we got to evacuate the whole motherfucker because you decided that your booty hole was going to be a bomb shelter. Like what?
Whatever just happened to a thumb in the butt?
I don't know. I guess we're too dated. We're too behind in the times. People want rusty, crusty things up there. Y'all, please stop. Anyway, thanks for sending that story in. Y'all be careful. Of anybody from Toulouse, France, I guess. They just got war things that they're putting in their butts. If you have more weird sex stories that you want to share, make sure you send it to us. You can DM it to me or you can email it to us at the email in the description box. Okay. And another note before we get into weird sex, I want to remind you guys about our sponsors over at VB Health. So VB Health, we have been working with them for so long, and this week we want to highlight Soaking Wet, which are the oral vaginal prebiotics and probiotics that you can take. They will have you feeling slipperier, wetter, and just having everything so much more balanced than you would maybe if you're not eating right all the time, or you're not being careful about whatever else it is that you're consuming, whether you're eating it, drinking it, not working out, all of these things. There's so many things that happen with our bodies, especially with your vaginal flora, and you want to keep that intact. Even the people that you let in and out.
You really do, y'all. You got to take care of those little coochies. I always like to remind everybody it is doctor formulated. So you're getting your probiotics, your prebiotics, and you can just pop it in like a regular vitamin. It's not even like you have to be like, I'm trying to get soaking wet. You're going to naturally get soaking wet, but also you're being healthy. Y'all know we don't play about health over here.
Yeah, and there are 3 probiotic strains that are specific to supporting vaginal health in this capsule. And then there's also 2 prebiotics that promote efficacy of oral administration. So you want to make sure that all of the capsules, any supplements that you're taking, your body is actually able to absorb them. And that's what that means. And then there's also 3 vitamins and minerals to promote vaginal wetness. And those are vitamin D3, vitamin E, and zinc. Trust me, those vitamins do so much more than keep your pussy wet, but you definitely want to keep that vaginal wetness at the wettest it can possibly be before it becomes a problem, as long as possible. And then I also wanted to remind you guys that it's not just the sexual health products that they have so many more products on their website. I have been taking a pre-workout powder that they have. It's called Energy Boost, and it comes in different flavors, and it's easy to drink. You just put it in your water bottle. It has a little scoop in there. Love it. I've also been taking the magnesium supplements, the ashwagandha gummies, the sleep gummies,
and they're tasty.
They are. Like, I be wanting to eat them like candy, but you should not do that. And so many other vitamins and other supplements, and it really makes a lot of difference in just my overall health. I would encourage you guys to not only go to soakingwet.com to check out the Soaking Wet supplements, the prebiotics, but also just browse their site and see what else they have. We've also told you about Drive Boost. They have so many things. Make sure you guys check them out.
I take their protein powder also, just so y'all know, the chocolate flavor. VB Health has a simple mission, y'all, and it's to create supplements that work. So tell us when you try them.
Yeah, and so we want you to make every encounter slipperier, sexier, and downright sensational. It's time to get soaking wet and keep the good times coming, literally. And the best part, Soaking Wet is formulated by medical doctors at VB Health. So visit soakingwet.com and use code CockTales, that's CockTales, for 10% off, or you can just click the link in the episode description below. And now we'll get back to the show.
Are you a good friend, or are you doing too much?
I think it's a very fine line.
Now, what did you mean? Are you doing too much?
Like, okay, so I was thinking about, I don't know if we talked about this. I don't think so. But y'all, we've been doing these skits, these Country Wayne skits, right? And I was just thinking about our characters. My character is annoying as fuck. And she's always doing too much. She's always inserting herself into other people's business. And I know people like this. And I'm sure I have been this person as well. And so I was just thinking about, like, when you have a loved one, whether it's a friend or a relative, you have their interests, you have their best interest at heart, but you might be really vocal about not liking their partner, about not liking something they're doing, wanting them to be with a certain type of person, or maybe even a specific person. I've been in a lot of different situations. So I'm just wondering, has there ever been a situation where you felt like you had strong feelings about a person that a friend of yours or family member was dating, and you were vocal about it? And then, like, do you think in hindsight, when that has happened, do you feel like you were doing too much, or were you actually being a good friend?
Oh.
Because I feel like my character is doing too much. To tell y'all, my cousin, I don't like her man. I got reasons for not liking her man, and I forget them, but I have reasons. But I come in the house being disrespectful. I tell her all the time, do you still want to do this? Do you want to be with him? On one hand, it's like, you can talk to somebody and ask them, are you really happy? Because something seems off in private. But to walk into somebody's house and be disrespectful in a house that they share with the person that they're dating, I feel like that is doing too much. Having a conversation with your friend on the side, I don't think so, depending on the tone you take and the language you use. But what do you think?
Okay, I'm glad you broke that down, because I thought doing too much was like, you know how sometimes you have friends that just always want to show up and always want to, like, do all the things and do all the things, but also it's like you're not, like, on the innards being a good person. You just want to be on the scene. Anyways, okay,
yeah,
so I'm glad
I do know what you mean.
It's just like you're always everywhere, but you're just here to be in the pictures.
To be there.
Yeah. Okay, so doing too much in that sense.
Yeah.
I can honestly say there are not, I normally don't like people's significant others, if I'm being honest. Like, it's like, but I don't need to say that. Have I ever said it before? Yeah. But it's always been, I'm invited to give you my opinion. And I honestly don't even like that unless like somebody has royally done some disrespectful stuff. And now we're talking about it and you want to know what I think about what happened. But I am always, let me not say always, because I'm pretty sure somebody can pull from somewhere and say that I have maybe given some unsolicited advice. But for the most part, when it comes to your man and who you are deciding to lay down with, or how you're deciding to allow people to treat you, I try my best, and I think I do very well at it. I mind my business. I really do. Now, family or friends. But again, if I'm invited into this conversation and you truly do want to know what I think about this, I will tell you what I think about this. But I will either start it or end it with, this is not my business, though. And I understand. I'm at the point now, I haven't always been at this point. I now really, truly understand relationships are difficult. And when you learn some of the stories of people, our parents and our grandparents, and things that they put up with from the partner, and then seeing them work through things, I believe people can change. That ashy nigga that ain't treating you right now, long as nobody going upside your head, a cheating ass nigga, I believe that people can change. And so this is none of my business, because we also have, I'm aware that we all have different tolerance. Yeah. We have different tolerance levels. There are certain things that if you're okay with a man not opening your door, no, I'm not judging you. But also, this is what I don't like about the don't do too much on the flip side either. When it's like,
what you mean?
Have you ever been like, you're explaining how maybe you are treated, or maybe how something is going in your way, and people are like, well, it don't always gotta be. It's almost like if you always dress up when you go somewhere. People are like, well, you don't always gotta dress up. No, you don't always have to dress up.
Oh yeah, like trying to put their ideals on you about how to show up, how to act, or whatever. And it's like, hold up.
It's like when big girls be like, oh, everybody don't gotta be skinny. No, you don't need to be skinny. It's like, it goes both ways. If you care a lot about how you look and someone has something to say, this is my business. It's not yours. So I don't do too much on the tip of like, I'm just going to be sitting here talking about how I don't like the person that you love or that you decide. It's really, what does it do? Someone can say how they feel. We had the bonus episode and I shared something very personal about how I just reacted with an ex. Some people might be like, I can't believe. Well, I don't know what to
Believe
tell
it, it
you.
happened.
Yeah, we all are human, and people are experience love differently. We all were raised differently, and we all are going to accept and not accept things on a different level. And I have just learned. It's a learning process for me to sit there and be like, okay, this is how you love, and this is how you accept it. But also, if it's doing too much, my doing too much will be like, I'm not coming to stay at your house and deal with this. I have gotten to that point too. I had a friend that was like, come, and when you come, you can stay with us all weekend. I can't do that either. Cause like I said, I'm gonna mind my business, and y'all are chaotic.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in the chaos. And now he asking me and you asking me. No. If y'all want to be chaotic and be here acting crazy and keep having babies, y'all keep doing that. I want peace.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And I think it's also important to remember that what you want for your friend may not be what the friend wants for themselves. So I don't think you should be giving unsolicited advice. I think that is a slippery slope. But if you ever find yourself in that position, or you find yourself in the position where somebody is asking for advice and maybe they really mean it, maybe they don't, but you about to give it, consider that too. Like, what does the person want? And if you don't know, that is a great time to ask, because I have definitely been on the receiving end of unsolicited advice and opinions about my love life and the decisions that I make and how I choose to do things. And it's just like, hold up, because I know I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
That's not typically something I do. So if I am asking, I would only ask specific people, right? Because I trust that they will handle my feelings with care, and I value their opinion because I think that they're going to give me good advice or guidance based on me and my life, not what they would do or what they want from me or what
when
they want
somebody
for their
starts
life.
it off with, well, if I was you. No.
But you're not. So
and
if
you don't.
And so if you can't put yourself in my shoes, don't even come to me like that. Like I like to talk to people who have some level of empathy. If you cannot relate or even try to put yourself in my point of view, then what is the point of you telling me anything? Because you're basing everything off of your own experiences and your own desires, and that's not helpful. Why the fuck are you telling me? Because I know I didn't ask.
Right.
I am very specific about who I ask advice for, and it's always unsettling. I'll never forget, I was at a birthday dinner some years ago, and a friend started asking me questions about my love life. It wasn't
in an attacking way.
Yeah. And I was annoyed and frustrated because it's like, first of all, this isn't my birthday dinner. I'm a guest just like you're a guest. Why are you bringing this up here? And why are you trying to press me about choices I'm making in my life when I didn't show up complaining? I'm very happy, actually. I wasn't complaining about anything. You don't like it for whatever reason.
Like, why does what I'm doing bother you? So, and I've had to ask myself that before. Why are you bothered by this?
Yeah.
Go eat an apple.
Yeah, are you hungry?
Drink some Indic Cloud.
Please, that would solve so many problems. You could just drink a little Indic Cloud or smoke it, eat it, whatever you got to do. But yeah, that has been on my mind a lot. Thinking about those skits and then just thinking about real life situations. Now, another thing that came up was somebody is in, like, tell me if you've ever been in a situation like this. Like, you're dating somebody and you become friends with their friend's significant other. So maybe like your boyfriend's best friend's girlfriend, and they are pushing you to have this relationship with this other girl. Then y'all get cool, and now the other couple is breaking up, and he wants you to put distance. How do you feel about that? If you have actually become a real friend to this person.
Currently, in my Medinah 2.0, I think that and I really do stand on this, and I have to check myself at times too. I do not want to be in the business of telling somebody what to do when it comes to your life. If there is a ring, but especially if it ain't no ring.
Especially.
I just experienced a nigga flick me right on out of his life. Like it didn't matter. You know what I mean? It's like, so this is not, we can have the conversation, but the conversation is just going to be the conversation. If I really fuck with her now and I'm telling you this is a friend, we have to figure out, I don't even want to use the language of like, we have to figure this out. Respectfully, she's my friend. And y'all, like, I don't know really what else to do because I don't even want to invite people in my life anymore where it's like, you can't be friends with that person. Who do you think you are? actually, to tell anybody. And I would tell myself this. Who do you think you are to be like, he can't be friends with his ex? You can't do this. No, I'm not doing that. I want to be secure. I'm not fully there yet. But that means you got to check it. You got to call it out. And you have to, it's a practice. So if somebody was like, well, I know we wanted y'all to be friends, but they breaking up and my homeboy don't want y'all to be friends anymore. First of all, nigga, that's gay. Like, stop. Grow up. You know, like, grow up.
It's funny that you said that, because the person who's going through that, that's what she said. She was like, first of all, this is kind of gay. But I was like, even besides that, it's like, what's the reason? Because then my wheels start spinning like I'm about to write the next big box office thriller. Why can't I be friends with this third party person? Because is it you or is it your friend? Because do you think that she gonna tell me something that you don't want me to know? Or you think I'm gonna go out? Because if you think I'm gonna go out with her and now she's single and you're scared of how I'm gonna act with the single friend, you don't really trust me. Because if our relationship is good, what difference does it make? Then we can have a conversation about respecting the relationship, but we don't need to have a conversation if there have been no transgressions. So what are we really talking about? 1, 2, why are you bringing you pushed me to be this person's friend. I'm sure I had hesitations for this very reason, and now I'm gonna say I told you so. And I'm also gonna ask why. Not that it will make a difference,
and
but
if you
why?
can articulate, because sometimes when you ask why, and people are like, well, just because it's not. If you can articulate why she tried to stab him. I don't know. If it was really something where it was like she was stalking him.
She's a thief. She be scamming people. Okay. So why did you want me to be her friend in the first place? But this is more understandable. Now you found out some more things and you're concerned about my safety, but that wasn't what was going on. Yeah. And I was just wondering how we would handle that.
And I truly think these types of conversations, it helps you and me really think about what relationships you start forming and not pushing friends on each other. You know what I mean? Just because you think a little bit harder about like, oh, you know, if this doesn't, what I still mind your business and let things happen naturally. Yeah. I was going to say about with the whole like not liking somebody's significant other, or even have you ever been in a group setting with multiple friends and everybody's jumping on one friend? That makes me uncomfortable. And and there's one friend group that I've honestly distanced myself from because it's just too messy. And one of the friends still calls me, and she recently called and talked about like a situation with a guy that she likes. She was like, I trust you with this, so I want to. And that made me feel so good, because I would hate to be the friend where it's like everybody's like, I don't want to tell you because you gonna judge and say what you would do when really people be saying I would do, and it's like you got the nigga that's cheating. You're not even doing what you would. Stop. Like, anyway, she calls me, tells me the situation that's going on. And now since I read books and I really do try to learn the human brain and just how we function in our experiences, I said, if you like him, put yourself in his shoes. It's not even about us. Like, you talking about you want these certain things. Are you able to, like, how do you actually feel about this person? Do you want to really spend time with him, or do you need something else, friend? Or do you just need attention? And you don't even have to tell me that. You don't have to tell me that answer. You want to
like something that you need to have a conversation with in the mirror.
Do you think about what you want your life to look like. My advice is now, it's not even advice, it's just conversation and advice that I would give myself. When you look at some of the things, nobody's perfect.
Right.
Now look at your life. Look at some of the things you don't have together. Now, what are we really comparing here? Is he going through a moment in life? Do you not really like him? And like I said, do you need something else? Because that's okay. Sometimes we really need to hear it's okay that some of the men be messing up. Sometimes we mess up.
Right. We
don't have everything together. Sometimes you want time with someone, and you want the man to give you time and take you on these dates. You don't even have time. You're a doctor. Like, you know what I mean? So do you really need attention? How about you call him and ask him what his mental state is like? Is he okay? Why don't you try that? And then tell me how that conversation goes.
Yeah, sometimes I think that people spend a lot of time in their heads about another person, their relationship, this guy they like, this girl they like, whatever. And it's like, you calling me, have you talked to them about this? Have you shared any of your feelings? Because you also don't know what's stewing and brewing in the other person's head. And I know, for one, I don't like playing all these games. I would prefer, like, if you're not feeling me, like, let me know. And it would be so much easier for you to let me know than to string me along. So you have to ask yourself, do you really care about a person? Do you really like this person? Do you see something serious with them or not?
Yeah.
And if you don't know, then keep dating, keep trying to figure it out, keep getting to know the person. You also don't have to have it all figured out at the end of the first date. Sometimes I think people are rushing and jumping to conclusions and trying to figure out if this is the right person. Like, even when we're getting these advice emails, we see a lot of them where people are talking about how can they get this guy, right? And we always give different answers, but it always comes back to, you need to be happy. You need to give your best, put your best foot forward, and you having good energy will attract good people. And you got to start there, but you have to ask yourself what you want. We can't tell you what you want.
I say this all the time. I don't know anything. I just was saying how I say all these things, and then it's like, when you're faced with something, you maybe don't do what you think you would have done. I don't know anything, but I can tell you what I've read. I read in a book recently. I'm reading All the Way to the River by Elizabeth Gilbert. And it's a story about her losing herself in people. And one of the lines she said, her ex, who she loved a lot, who died, she said she came to her in spirit form and said, if you're going to spiral out of control and do it for anybody, do it for your own life. And if that stuck with me, because it's like, sometimes as women, I'm not even gonna make it a gender thing. Men do it too. You spend so much time losing control and spiraling out of control over somebody else's life. And it can be small things. He's messy. She's messy. He's not on time. Okay, he's not on time. Are you on time? If you're on time and he's not on time, don't ride together. That's it.
Give
you don't
him a
need
fake
to try.
time. There's so many things you can do to try to force something,
You
because
don't have to do it.
changes don't ever stick if the person didn't actually want to make the change. They have to want the change. They have to see the error in their ways and figure it out for themselves, because that's why sometimes y'all send us these emails and you're saying, oh, we talked about this thing, so kudos to you for bringing it up and y'all having a conversation, and then it changed, but then it went back. Well, he was just changing for you. He wasn't really changing. It wasn't going to be a lasting change, and that's not something you should want. You want people to be themselves instead of trying to force them to be the person you want them to be because you like the package they come in.
And that is something that takes you looking at yourself. And I keep saying I'm doing it with y'all because I don't like it feeling like, I don't like when people, when you ask somebody a question, they telling you, and it's like, bitch, what you doing? Anyway, I recently I met a guy and we kind of been on several dates. And I told him this, and I had to tell myself this first, and I had to have a conversation with God. He asked me a question. It was such a good question, Kiki. He said, what's something from your last relationship that was said to you that was, maybe you didn't like to hear it, but it was true? And I was like, oh, that's a good one. I was like, I'll tell you one of the things. He said I lacked discipline. And I said, when I thought about it and the work that I've been doing, it hurt my feelings, but he wasn't wrong. I look at how I work out. I'll work out until I see what I like, and I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I have to really, like, I ain't quit this podcast because I love it. Even though I'm disciplined with certain things. I have to really want to. There are some people where it's like, they're like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it, and I'm doing it.
Very militant about it.
And he was.
I'm not
like that. And I also.
I'm with you. I'm like you. Certain things, yes.
It'd be two things I'm disciplined about.
Yeah, that's about the max.
Yeah, and it's my sugar intake and cocktails.
And
so.
Those can change sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? I can only handle 2 to be super serious about, and everything else is like, it becomes mental overload.
But it felt good to finally I've never been honest about that. And so I told, it's funny because I'm trying. I can only try. And I told him he had planned out a week of things for us to do, and I had to tell him, stop.
Why?
Because I'm not disciplined, and I'm trying. There are things I have to work on, and I got to get them done. And I will become consumed in a man. My whole point of saying this is you have to work on yourself, and don't get lost in someone else's world and their life and their messiness. Get lost in yours.
I feel you on that. I was having a conversation with this man, and he was telling me he felt like he was losing his discipline. He's very disciplined, but he was losing it trying to accommodate me. And so I was like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that. So let's talk about it. I don't want you to ever compromise the things that you have to do for yourself. I ask. I might not like to hear no. I might not like to hear that you can't do something, but I can accept it. Now, don't expect me to always be happy if the answer is no, because sometimes I do want it to be a yes. But inside, I know you're not a servant to me. You don't have to do everything that I ask you to do. So it's okay. And I need you to get to a point where you're comfortable telling me no, because I'm still going to ask. I will. What I can do, though, is to try to be more cognizant and ask you first, like, do you have something going on this day? Do you mind helping me with something tomorrow, and try to plan a little bit in advance, because I know something that I've realized about myself, the smallest change on a day of throws my whole day, and it is so irrational, and it shouldn't be like that. But if something goes wrong at 10:15 a.m., it doesn't matter that it's 9:30. I'm probably still going to be irritated, and it has just thrown me off because I didn't plan for this, and this is how I needed things to go. But I guess I'm saying all of this to say you've got to be more self-aware about who you are, what you're doing, and how you're moving about the world and managing these relationships, but also be able to talk to another person. And if you find that you're getting the short end of the stick all the time, then you got to switch things up.
Yeah. And I think it's beautiful that you said, like, you had the conversation. I can hear you out, and we can talk about this, and it's not a fallout, bust down fight. If things are turning into that all the time, there is internal work that needs to be done. We always talk about love and the beautiful parts, but that's not the main part of love. Love is telling people no. Love is someone tells you an insecurity and you're like, love is reassurance. Love is all of these things that it doesn't really get talked about. And it's like, if we can sit here and have a conversation about something you don't like, or something you think I made you feel some type of way, and I can explain to you, like, okay, this is like some internal work you need to do. I'm going to do what I need to do. But also, we all got to work on ourselves. That's the loving part. The next time I fall in love with someone, if I can even do it, I want to love you so much that I have done the work on me, so that I don't come into your life and cause the chaos that I know I can.
Yeah. And also being self-aware enough to know that you telling me that you don't like something that I do, you don't like a character flaw, or, just whatever it is about me, doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. We also have to accept that sometimes people do care about you enough that they want to tell you what it is that they don't like, because maybe you don't realize it. I've been told a lot of things about myself that I honestly didn't realize, because I just thought about things so differently than whoever was telling me. So it's like, okay, before I get stage 10 mad and turn into the Hulk, take a beat and like reflect. Do they have a point? They usually do, especially if they're citing examples. And then you figure out, okay, well, how do I feel about this now that you know that this is how you're making people feel, even if it wasn't your intention? What are you going to do about it? And you've got to like be consciously working on fixing that every day, because when you don't, you got to think about both sides of that coin. When you're not working on it, what was the point of you acting like you were? Now you playing games with the person. They don't deserve that. They came to you and they told you what it was that they didn't like, that was bothering them. Now it's on you. They did the hard part of opening up. Think about how hard it is for y'all to tell the actual person you're dating the issues that you have. It's so much easier for y'all to send us an email.
We talked about this. Everyone said they're not going to tell nobody their breast stinks.
Yeah, I would just be done with them. But somebody that is deeper with, it's like, this is really annoying me. Do I want to lose this person over the issue, or am I going to take a chance and bring it up because maybe they don't realize it? And maybe they do realize it, but they didn't think it was a big deal. And it is a big deal to you. Maybe the last bitch, it wasn't no issue, but this bitch, it is an issue. So much work, but you got to talk to the people or the person that you're having the issue with, because nobody's going to know them better than them.
And you really would be surprised at how much, when you have these conversations, they do get easier. They get easier. They get easier, and it brings you closer to somebody, or it pushes you away and it's not who you're supposed to be with.
Right.
So get some Indic Cloud, drink it. It helps conversations flow easier. And the conversation don't always have to be had in the house. That's one thing my therapist told me.
Yeah, go outside.
Sometimes go make this a date and do it like at a picnic or do it at a restaurant. It doesn't have to be like, we're at the house and it's this big serious talk and we got to sit here and be mad. It's like, no, let's go on a date, and I'm bringing it up over drinks.
I like to do it walking on the belt line without the drinks, because the drinks sometimes depend on the issue that could sending the wrong
Especially if y'all
direction.
still drinking Hennessy. Woo.
Or tequila. Sometimes vodka makes you want to fight. I mean, I just don't know. Gin makes you sin. It's just so many things could happen. But just like being outside, because it's also like, I don't want to leave that energy inside the home, your home, my home, wherever, or feeling like you're stuck. We can be outside, we can be walking, doing something else, and let's just talk while we're trying to be calm and doing something else. But that had been on my mind because I was thinking, who the fuck really acts like this? And then I thought about some people who act like this, and I said, maybe we need to talk about this on the show.
I got an aunt that act like this every time somebody brings up. She talking about everybody. And I just be looking like, she my aunt, so I'm not saying nothing. But like, I just be looking like, why you always about everybody? You're unhappy.
Yeah. I think that a lot of times it is that. It's that people are projecting their own feelings, insecurities, shortcomings, whatever it is. And that happens. I have some family members who can be like that. And knowing that they're like that makes it easier to let the things that they say just kind of roll off of you. But it doesn't, for me at least, it doesn't make me feel like, oh, it doesn't matter. No, it does matter, because why the fuck are you saying this? Because if I get going and start talking about you and your situation, then it's going to be like, oh, Kiara's so mean. She hit below the belt. Nah, bitch, you took it to hell. I'm going to take it lower. I don't think we need to do that. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be looking when people have ever had anything to say about like my situations, or like when I dated Carlos and he had all the tattoos and everybody just was like looking at the exterior. A lot of people did. And I used to look at some of the people and be like, y'all worried about tattoos, but y'all marry some of these niggas that is doing worse than tattoos.
You married a loser.
You married someone who's beating your ass. You know what I mean? It's like I'll be looking like, don't talk about me. Y'all don't do it, because like you said, I'll ruin the family.
Do you really want me to shake the table? I remember one time I got so mad. I had gone to, where did I go? I don't know, but I was in Texas. This might have been a year or two ago, with my family, because my youngest sister, who's still engaged, no wedding date yet, but she was doing a bridal thing. Like, we went to watch her try on dresses, and we went to eat afterwards. And one of my aunts was saying something about the kind of man that I needed to be with. And then my sister is like, oh, well, isn't she dating that one guy? The one that be going with me everywhere. And she was just like, oh, I think you should date an Asian man. And we was all like, excuse me? First of all, he ain't did nothing to you but be nice. And I feel like you're taking a dig at him, and nobody asked you. I wasn't asking for dating advice. Why don't you date an Asian man? Because I know you're unhappy. That's what I really be wondering sometimes. Like, why would you fix your mouth to say that? And it upset me, and I got mad, so I just told my mama, so she handled it. But it was really frustrating, because it's like, wow, one, who asked you? Two, why do you feel so comfortable to put somebody down? I've never said anything negative about him to any of y'all. So y'all don't have no reason to feel this way. What's the side chatter about? And so that made me feel like this is a situation where it's more about how you feel about your own choices, your own life, your own desires, and it has less to do about me. You've never asked me what I want in a person. You've never asked me what I'm attracted to. You never asked me what this man does for me, or why I love and care about him. You don't ask me those questions. You're just making assumptions because I don't know what you were doing, watching K-pop Demon Hunters or what. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh, you should be with an Asian man. First of all, you obviously don't know me, because everybody know I like black men. Second, you don't say stuff like that to people. That is a prime example of doing too much. Now, I will say, later, she apologized. I guess she thought it was all fun and games, and I was highly offended, because I was like, don't do that ever again. Like, I especially don't like it when people do that, and you don't have anything bad. You don't know anything bad about the person. You have no reason to do this. They've been nothing but nice and helpful to me and supportive of me. So why would that be a problem for you? For this imaginary Korean man. Like, what are we even talking about?
Imaginary Korean man.
Yeah, I was really mad about that. Like, and then to say somebody else, you didn't even say an African king. You said a Korean?
Like, what is... I'll never forget. Sometimes I don't even have to do with relationships. I'll never forget. This was right around the time when I decided I wasn't going to finish school. And I was very insecure about it. And it was just my mom was mad, even though she'd be acting like she wasn't. She was. And I'll never forget. My mom she hadn't retired yet. She was still at the airport. And I had flew in from Atlanta. And one of her friends, who I don't like, And because of this.
It's always something with that one friend that you don't like.
And she and my mom's still friends with her. Anyways, my mom knows how I feel with this, but I got my lick back. And I'm not even a lick back person, but I can't.
Sometimes you need to, especially when it's an older woman who thinks that they got you. And it's like, baby, I am 40 years old, damn near.
This was fresh when it happened. I was at the airport. I was walking with my mom, and the friend walked up. She worked at the airport too. And I'll never forget. She was like, why would you disappoint your parents and drop out of school like that? And she said it just like, no, hi, no. And Kiki, I
would have cried.
And it's like, we were with people. It was so.
Who were you with?
I can't
you were
remember.
with
It was
friends?
me, my mom. No, it was like me, my mom. I think my sister. I can't remember who all was there, but my mom was there. And my mom was even looking like,
why would you say that?
Why would you say that? And my mom like removed us from the. It was just so mean. So
she had to get in there and handle it.
My mom had to get in there and handle it. And I like walked away, and I never liked that lady to this day. I know we're supposed to forgive, but I'm not perfect. And so one time a few years ago.
You can forgive, but you don't have to forget.
Yeah. My mom and her friends do these trips, these cabin trips every year. They're always traveling together. And it's a large group of friends. So my mom kind of distanced herself from the lady, but she's still in the friend group. Now she gets on FaceTime and she was like, when are you and this man gonna get married? This was when I was still in my relationship. She was like, cause I ain't got no invite. And I said, you're not getting invited.
Won't.
My mom was like, Medinah. I said,
what?
You know I don't like her. Like I don't know what to tell. I'm grown now. You would never get invited to anything I do. And my mom was like,
why would you get on my nerves and ask me a stupid question like this?
I forgot what you said? Because she probably forgot. But that scarred me.
When people make comments, whether it's a question or a comment or a statement, and sometimes you forget what they said, but you never forget how they made you feel. And that sounds like one of those moments. Like, why would you say that?
Yep.
My mama likes to pretend like she's always been supportive of CockTales, and I'd be quick to remind her. I feel like
so many people in my family
She has been very supportive. I won't take that away from her. I mean, she even pulled out a bag of dicks on a bonus episode in 2020, and she drank damn near a bottle. I mean, she got lit for the episode, and I will forever be grateful for that. But I had to remind her, you were constantly, and even now she still does it sometimes. And I was like, when I decided to change my major and I told you I wasn't going to law school, I wanted to pursue a career in media, initially journalism, but then I was just media, because I actually want to be a personality versus having to give unbiased news. I'm way too biased for that. You kept telling me how I wouldn't make any money doing that, and I needed to pick something safer, which I get it. As a parent, you want your kid to have some stability. So I wasn't all the way mad, but I'm like, let's not rewrite history, hun. You was not feeling it at first until you saw it was probably a few times being in Dallas and just being out. And I love when y'all come up to us, especially with family. If you ever see me with anybody and you listen to the show, please.
You better come up.
And I promise I will not deny you, even if I'm looking busted and disgusted. I will take a picture. I will do whatever.
But don't come up and say, I know y'all like us to come. Some people don't say that part. Just come up.
Like, come on now. Just beat me up real quick while I'm in front of the people. Yeah. And I think when she started seeing more of that, and then when I told her about selling out the shows, but then when she saw it, and then Mallory went back and told her, and she had her videos, and when my mom has been to the shows, and she's been there to help us after, some time, and she saw it, she's just like, wow. And I do believe that she is really proud of us. Yeah. But at first, no, it was given, you need to be applying for 5011 jobs and doing all of these things.
My mom was like, you need to go work at FedEx. And I was like, Mom.
My mom was trying to get me to get hooked up with the butcher at Albertsons. And I was like, she was like, they make good money. And I was like, okay, we have different ideas about that, but that is not all I care about. Like, I'm trying to make my own good money and have my own everything. And you talking to me about the damn butcher? Like, why do you feel like I gotta be with somebody right now? How did that work out for you?
Now Thanksgiving is canceled.
Okay. Whew. That reminded me of that time we had that Thanksgiving when my granddad was still here. It was like a Tyler Perry movie, y'all. And this had to be like, I don't know if it was 2018 or 2019. I feel like it was 2019. But my mom is the oldest of the girls. There's 6 kids, 4 girls, 2 boys. The boys don't really count. My mom is the oldest. My aunt that lives here that has Walker, she's the youngest. They always butt heads. They're too much alike in the wrong ways, I guess, for them to truly be compatible. But they got into a nasty argument. I won't rehash the whole thing, but I just remember at the end, my granddaddy stood up, and this is the blind era, so he can't even see. And he stood up and he yelled at them. It was like the man version of Cicely Tyson at the end of a Tyler Perry movie, where it's just like you gotta say the whole speech to bring the family together and remind them that they're a family and we get one family and this is it and y'all need to apologize. And he made them apologize. They made faces the whole time because he couldn't see and everybody else already knew, so we were all being calm. I don't think I ever shared this, but I'll save it for Patreon. Actually,
make sure y'all join Patreon. We've been sharing some juicy content.
But I did something that I never told anybody about, and it was my little get back. So I'll have to make a quick little video. It's gonna be a short one, and I'll just tell y'all what I did. But I ain't telling everybody.
Speaking of short little videos, I made a video of me twerking to a Beyonce song, and I really want to put it on Patreon. It's
maybe we should have twerk something Thursdays, and we can just, if we were dancing, even if it wasn't actually, we just post our little 10-second video.
Just a quick little
I'll do one
twerk.
because sometimes I'll be doing it.
Okay, let's do it.
I've been listening to a lot of Juvenile, the old Juvenile and the new Juvenile, and I just love that he has new music. But I did not know that he was here on Friday. Did you know that?
No,
me either. I would have been up in that thing.
Juvenile been looking fine. Is he single?
I think so, but I don't really
Juvenile,
know.
give me a holler.
Yeah, old nigga, and he seemed like he just trying to be outside. Megan said that's what she likes, somebody with an AARP card.
I wonder if he opens doors. And I'm not judging. I just wonder. I wonder that about all niggas.
I don't know. Something tells me he would.
Something tells me he would. Something tells me he's really a gentleman.
I think he is.
Back that thing up over here.
Drop
Mr.
it down one
Juvie.
time for the 99 and the 2000.
Come on.
That is my favorite song. Anyway, we're going to move on. It is time for us to move on to the advice. But before we do that, we do have a quick message from our sponsors. And then I want to remind you guys of our new call-in number, because we do have a phone number. If you don't want to type up the email for whatever reason, and you just feel like we're going to get it better if you share your cocktail, you share your advice, audibly, we'll give that number in a second. But right now we have a message from our sponsors over at super.com.
Okay, you guys. So first of all, we grown-ups. We are the aunties, and I know that we talk about relationships and all that good stuff, but we talk about relationships with ourselves, and that does involve credit building. We about to get serious for a real minute. The credit building program with super.com is easy, and it's a new way to build credit that was made to take complexities out of building credit. So I know if you're anything like me and you hear the word credit, you can get stressed. You're like, oh my God, what do I do? You got to look at your numbers. You need to know what you got going on with the credit, and super.com is here to help you with that in an easy way.
What I like about super.com and their credit building program is that it's real credit building, not just another score tracker with these fake ass numbers. You know what I mean? So every time you use the super.com card responsibly, which you can get up to $5,000 available. And the way it works, I want y'all to be very clear on this, because I don't want y'all to think that this is $5,000 of money that you could spend.
Say that again.
It is not $5,000 that you can spend. This is how companies trap you. They get you in. They tell you they're giving you this money, but then you spend it and now you're in a deeper hole than you were before. No, what's going to happen is you get, let's say you have $4,000 available right now across 3 credit cards, right? That's your credit limit, but you have spent $3,999 of that. So you only got $1 left. That is horrible credit.
That little dollar.
Yes, horrible credit utilization. You might be in a trap of you're making your minimum payments every month, but really all you're taking care of is the interest. You're never getting more of an available balance. Life happens. I get it. I'm not judging you. But with super.com's credit utilization boost, they can give you that $5,000. Now you won't have access to it, but now instead of having $3,999 of your $4,000 credit limit used up, now it's no longer a $4,000 credit limit, it's a $9,000 one. So now that gives you a better ratio with how much credit you're using versus how much credit you have, which is
look
major.
like you have
you're maxed out everything.
By the hair, your chinny chin chin.
Yeah, you guys have got to be really careful about that. And I also love how there's so many different tools and tips and education that you can get from super.com to help you make better decisions. I also really love, I love that you can report your rent every month. You can even do it retroactively up to 2 years. You can report those on-time rent payments, and it goes to all 3 credit bureaus, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. So now it's like you're paying this bill on time every month. A lot of us are paying rent and it doesn't really do anything for your credit. So using super.com and their credit building program, you can, and it helps.
I also love that it helps you keep track.
Yeah.
Because another one of these things, like I said in the beginning, looking at your credit, talking about your credit, make that a habit. This creates a habit when you track your progress with your credit score. And then it's not so hard to look at and just look at the truth and fix it.
Yeah. We all make mistakes. It's just a matter of making changes so that things will get better in the future. So without too much rambling, I just want to remind you guys that you can start building your credit today the easy way. Go to super.com/credit right now to see how Super Plus can help you boost your credit score. That's super.com/credit. Credit building features are only available to Super Plus members. Impact on your credit score may vary. Super.com cannot control factors outside their services that may impact your credit. Visit super.com for more details. And now we'll move on to the advice. So if you guys have a question about something going on in your life, or maybe it's your friend's life, it don't matter whose life, y'all just let us know. You can send us an email, and the email address is advice, ADVICE, @cocktailspod.com. Now, if you wanted to leave a voicemail instead, you can call us and leave a voicemail, 404-692-0039. Again, that's 404-692-0039. Now, we can get to the advice.
Okay.
Why they do fucked up stuff, I don't know, child.
You need to go on dates in that luteal phase.
Especially when they claim to love you. They be lying.
If you want to get some advice from us, make sure you email us at advice@cocktailspod.com.
Okay, so this one says, advice, help. Hey, Kiki and Medinah, just wanted to say that I love you guys down. I look forward to the episodes that drop weekly. Keep doing what y'all doing, queens. So here's my situation. I met a guy on Hinge back in December, and we decided to have a spontaneous first date night the night of Christmas Eve. That's cute.
That is a little spontaneity.
We hit it off instantly. Sparks were flying. A little over a month into us dating exclusively, we made it official.
Okay, y'all quick.
Okay. But here's the thing. Before we got into a relationship, he never tried to have sex with me. I mean, it was only a month, so.
Yeah, it's okay, you little hornball.
Okay. He did give me head once, though. At the time, I wasn't even that pressed for the sex because I genuinely liked him and I just wanted to get to know him. I should have known something was up then. Men usually try to be physical with me pretty quickly because I'm gonna be real, I got the face and the body yaddy yaddy to match. I quickly found out that the reason we didn't have sex is because he can't stay hard. He needs to get him some drive boost. Go on over there to the link in the description. Soaking Wet has some products for men.
And he might need to cut back on his red meat intake. I was reading a study and it says that red meat, it can cause prostate cancer, and also it disrupts men getting hard. Yeah, y'all look it up.
During foreplay, he's aroused, but when it comes time for penetration, he goes soft. I got thoughts.
Do you have a smell?
Does he like pussy? Okay, I'm not saying he don't. I don't know how that works. I ain't got one of those little wankers. Anyway, since January, we've had sex only 3 times, 2 of which happened on the same day. Damn. The sex itself is okay, but he doesn't last long. Maybe you just too much woman. He's excited. Is it that? Is he coming quick or is just dying?
Is he on Ozempic?
Does he need to be on Blue Chew? Okay, his dick isn't the smallest I've had, but for my anatomy, it's just not that pleasurable. You got an ass and he got a little one. That sound like to me. He does love to eat my pussy, which is somewhat enjoyable, but I've had better. Damn, double homicide. I know I can coach him on how to please me in that way. And I know sex isn't only about penetration. But that's personally what I need to feel satisfied. And don't let nobody tell you different.
Dang, I don't be coming from penetration, so he might be my man.
Okay. After sitting down with him and having the uncomfortable conversation about this issue, he said he thinks it's due to stress because he has never had this problem before. He deals with a lot at work and in his personal life. He made an appointment to get his hormones checked. Okay, good. Taking this seriously. Because we read online, that could be a reason as well. But all his levels came back normal. The doctor agreed with him that his problem is most likely due to stress. I know he has been diligently looking for a job for months, even before he met me, but with the job market being the way it is, he hasn't had any luck. Oh, wait, he don't have no job? I would imagine
with that.
if I was a man, my dick wouldn't be getting hard either, because it might be like, no, bitch, calm down, because a hard dick means I can come inside of you and I don't have no money for no baby. Okay, I recommended using medication like Viagra, but as a 33-year-old man, he wasn't interested. Well, baby, if it's your time, it's your time.
Does he work out?
I don't know.
I need to be active.
Sounds like a lot of problems going on. Okay, I turn 30 next week, and it's true what they say. The closer you get to your 30s, the hornier you get. I yearn to be put through the mattress almost daily. Our birthdays are actually a week apart, so I planned an elaborate vacation for us. But now, let's just say my excitement for balcony action has been crushed. To put things in further context, I'm also coming out of a short-term situationship where I was having the best sex of my life. The guy was the first man ever to make me squirt. I'm talking multiple times a day. And he also had the most perfect dick. When I masturbate, I find myself thinking about him. I don't miss him as a person, but I'm definitely craving the sex. So my question is, am I dumb or shallow for thinking of leaving my boyfriend over this? Should I leave before feelings deepen or give it more time? He is truly a good man, Savannah. Smart, supportive, funny, thoughtful, compassionate. We mesh together really well. I can see a future with him. He even recently professed his love for me, but honestly, with the lack of physical connection, he's starting to feel more like my best friend / homeboy than my boyfriend. Damn. I know we could bring toys into the bedroom, but there's nothing like the real thing. P.S. He isn't gay. I checked and did my research. Signed, a sexually frustrated girlfriend. Well, what research did you do? Because, but I don't want to say that he's gay. He may not be.
I feel like y'all know I've been doing deep dives just into life lately, and so I just
feel
anthropologist
these days.
Like I appreciate it, because it's like you feel like to me it seems like you're already turned off. If you're already going into something turned off, y'all don't even want to know my thoughts on love anymore and like how I feel about. We don't even have time for me to go into it. If you're saying I just want you to have this conversation with yourself and God. You're saying you see a future with this man. But now you're saying something like sex. You're asking us, is it meant to be or not? You don't see a future with the man. I think you don't.
What are y'all doing in this future you envision?
That's what I want to know. What you doing in the
future?
Being
besties?
And are we looking at what relationships really represent? Relationships don't really, it's not, people aren't talking about the great hot heavy sex. You're talking about supporting each other and being there for one another. So if you talk about seeing somebody in your future, what's your future look like? Porn? Because you're only focusing on
an open
sex.
Relationship.
And it's no judgment. It's no judgment. But I don't really think you want a future with someone. This is another one of those things where it's like, sis, it sounds like you really want to be outside having fun right now. And that is okay. We have been sold the dream that we need to want a relationship. You don't want a relationship.
Yeah, it sounds like, girl, your rebound isn't rebounding the way that you thought it would.
Yeah.
And you probably prefer to be in a relationship so you don't have to be a hunter or gatherer of men. But you gonna have to get back outside. You don't really like this man.
You want to get dick down. I get it. We've been in that phase. Get dick down.
And he can't do it. And it does sadden me that I guess he feels like he's too young. But if you got an erectile dysfunction issue, it doesn't matter how old you are. Get the medication, or you have to suffer through. You either gonna need to be like the studs and strap up. And I'm not talking about a condom. I mean, you're going to have to get a strap on and a harness and put that bitch on if your dick isn't going to get ready. Or you need to get medication, or you need to move around. Those are your only 3 choices.
I mean, for real.
No, there's one more. You can let her fuck somebody else and not be so pissy about it, but That is probably.
It sounds like y'all just moved too quickly. And this is why I always say there is power in the pause. Y'all, a few months ago, I was talking about somebody that I thought I liked. And then I'm so glad I haven't been doing sex. There was power in the pause. I was like, oh my God, I don't like him. You don't like this man. Maybe he's fine, but you want to get dick down.
You like the idea of him.
And you feel bad for just being like, I want to be outside and I want to be fucking. Go do it. Get tested. Make sure you're safe. Go have fun. It's okay, ladies.
And go to worstbehaviortour.com and book that trip. The Bali trip is not a fucking trip. You need to bring your own meat to fuck on. But hedonism, you go down there.
Go have fun.
Yeah, because it sounds like you want to be outside. And if you want to be outside, be outside. He not trying to be outside. He don't want to be inside the doctor's office to help him with his dick.
Everybody be saying, I want a good guy, I want a good guy. You start getting the good guys when you really don't want the good guy. Now the good guy doesn't have good dick, and now you don't want the good guy.
Now you're confused.
Sometimes you get good guys with not good dick, and that's okay. But you don't really.
You gotta figure out what you want. You want the good man, or are you trying to fuck?
You want somebody to treat you right, or just fuck you good? Because that's not future stuff. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Mm-hmm. I guess nothing. But keep sending in those advice emails. advice@cocktailspod.com. And now we will move on to the cocktails. If you have a cocktail that you want to share, you can call us with it. And again, that number is 404-692-0039. Or you can email it cocktails, COCKTALES @cocktailspod.com.
Has anybody left us a message yet?
No.
Y'all better leave us a message. Okay.
Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe.
Hey, Kiki and Medinah. I've been a listener for a few years now, and you ladies have truly helped me blossom into the woman I am today. I appreciate you sharing yourselves and your stories with us. I can't wait to see all you guys have in store. We can't either. I've been wanting to write a cocktail forever. Now and never really felt like I had anything okay, I don't know, juicy enough, but I finally got one and I can't wait to share. Okay, let me get to it, because I know y'all don't like long messages. This is long. Okay, so I met this guy through a mutual friend and I immediately felt a spark, but he decided not to pursue, so I didn't press. But he's always around when me and my one friend, we'll call her Layla, hang out. So the flirting never stopped. So fast forward, I love a good flirt. Oh, I love flirting. Me, Layla, and my other friend, we'll call her Stacy, are outside having a ball. We run into him for the first time in a minute. So we say, hey. Instantly, the flirting begins, and I'm already tipsy as hell. Bitch, I just had a night like this the other night, and I kissed him in the club.
What? You did? Or she said
I did.
It?
I said it. Okay. And I was feeling sexy, so it's definitely turned up a notch. Sorry. He's buying us shots all night, but still keeping his distance like a gentleman, like a lord. You know. Just how we like it. I know, girl. Letting us mingle, but keeping our glasses full. He comes up to me and asks what we were doing after the club. Nigga, I'm going to sleep. I told him we didn't have plans, but we were down to keep the night going. That's you, Kiki.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm tired.
If I'm vibing, we going.
He asked me when was I going to stop playing and come through on him. My drunk ass was ready to give it up in the middle of the club. As good as he was looking and as much sexual tension that was between us. Sometimes the sexual tension be better than the sex.
Yes, and that's a disappointment.
I played it cool and I told him maybe we can handle that tonight. We exchanged numbers and he leaves the club. So my friends and I end up hitting the after hours, getting more drunk. They're young. And I text him, when's the last time you went to an after hours? Let's try a weekend of after hours.
Okay, we could do it after hours, but I'm going to be waking up to go to the after hours. Okay. That's going to be the start of the day. But I can't wake up. What?
Let's just try it one night only.
We're going to get there at 3. I'm going to go to bed at 8, wake up at 2, be there at 3. That's all I got.
I text him telling him to wait up because I'm drunk and I'm horny, baby. And know where this night is about to go. So we drop one of my friends off, Layla. Oh, wait. So we drop my friend Layla and me and Stacy head to his place. Side note, we've fucked niggas together before, so I already know what this is about to be.
Stacy is your turn up friend.
We pull up and the vibes are already set. Music, more shots, and dim lighting. Oh, I miss those days.
Yeah.
Before I found Jesus. We're all sitting around talking, and me and Stacy have really good chemistry, and that gets the niggas going. He starts telling us how he been feeling me for a long time, but didn't want to overstep. And things are getting heated. I know niggas be happy when you meet two freaks, and you're like, I want to fuck both of these hoes. Okay, before you know it, me and Stacy are butt naked, dragging him to his bedroom, ready to get this shit started. He's kissing on both of us, and I'm stroking his dick while Stacy moves to sit on his face. Stacy! I'm talking them both through it, telling him how badly I want him to come all over my face and how sexy she is when she rides his face. He quickly sits me on his thick dick, and I come as soon as he enters me. I haven't fucked in a few months, and I was craving it, especially from him. I had masturbated to the idea of him a few times, and it felt just how I imagined. I'm riding that dick so good while she's riding his face, and we're all coming together. Somehow, we get on the subject of ass play. I guess we made him feel comfortable enough to be himself. He pulls out this huge dildo and wants us to fuck him with it. We happily oblige. I lube it up and start slow, but he had no issue taking it. I'm fucking him while Stacy is kissing him and enjoying the view. Y'all is some freaks. She wants to take over, so I let her, and I go back to stroking his dick and kissing him all over. I tell him how good he looks taking all that dick, and he...
This reminds me of being at Hedonism talking to my homegirl kid, and she was going to a fairy party, and she had a strap on because the fairy party is only girls, and a nigga was like, where you going with that? Where you going there with all that? And she was like, I got you later. And I was like, bitch, stop fucking playing.
Have you ever done it? I haven't. I can't do it. I'm not that. I talk a lot of shit. I can't fuck no nigga. I can't do it.
It seems like a lot of work, honestly.
It does. I don't. Okay, so she's like, okay, all that dick, and he's like, it's gonna make me come by being such a good boy. Ooh. As I'm stroking him, I'm looking him dead in his eyes, telling him to make that dick nut for me. I feel like that's what's stopping me from reaching my goals. If I need to start fucking niggas, locking, because that's a level of confidence that you really got a big old
you do have to, because you can't even feel the dick, and you just giving it, and it's just like,
and you know he's gonna be sore for a few weeks.
Well, he might not be if he's not new to this.
Locking
he
eyes
don't sound new
with me, he says, "Yes, ma'am," and the properness of that statement is in such a dirty moment sent me over the edge. He's ready to come, and I tell him to come in our mouths. When he does, I kiss him so he can see how good he tastes. We're all swapping cum filled kisses
it's a
between
snowball
each other.
fight.
And when we finish, we all crash into each other, out of breath and bodies weak from coming all night. It's smelling like dookie.
I know it is. I was wondering what the smell would be like after going up in that asshole.
I added that in. We curl up in the bed and fall asleep soon after. Definitely one for the books, and I can't wait to do it again. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
And thank you, girl. Send us some more, because I know you be having a time on the weekends.
You be having a time.
You gotta send us a voicemail,
please,
because I want to hear you explain.
And we can distort the voice. I needed that. I ain't had a dick near my mouth in forever.
Well, I have. Okay. Well, anyway, thank you so much. That was a good cocktail. Now, that is a cocktail. If you don't know what a cocktail is, that is a cocktail. Thank you, Fran, for sending that. Y'all can call them in, or you can email them. I will distort your voice. I will distort your voice if you do a voicemail, unless you say you want me not to distort it. The default will be distortion, okay? Just like the default for the emails, we're not going to say your name.
Yeah.
We'll keep that.
Even when y'all want us to say your name.
Yeah, even when you send it to us and you show it, because y'all be getting baptized and change your mind after 2 to 3 business years. And it's like, baby, no, I'm not taking it down. Right. Sorry. So, yeah. Anyway, make sure you guys are following us online. On Instagram, we're at CockTales Podcast. I'm Kiki Said So.
Really quick, y'all, I really need your
support.
She's
Coffee Bean D.
with Meals on Wheels Atlanta. There is an event coming up on May 29th. It's called Taste. It is a food event. I'll look at my Instagram if you need more details, but even if you cannot get a ticket, you can donate. And I am trying to make a difference in the senior community. And if you can help me, please click the link in the description. This helps senior citizens eat. Like quite literally, there is a wait list.
They're everyday food, not a special occasion
It's not
meal.
a special occasion. Every Saturday I'm going and delivering meals, lunches, breakfast, dinners to senior citizens in Atlanta who do not have any sort of community to feed them. So if you love your grandma, if your grandma raised you, if you just love people, if you can donate $10, $2, $25, $50, $100, please donate something. I'm Coffee BD.
Yeah. And I want to remind you guys, this is not a donation. This is just purely to splurge on yourself. Sometimes we spend all of our time helping our sisters, our mamas, our aunties, our cousins, our nieces, nephews, grandbabies, whatever y'all got going on. Who gonna think about you? You got to do what's best for you. Like I tell Lucius every week. And sometimes as you need a reset and you need a trip. I know that the world is literally on fire right now. There's bombs dropping over Baghdad and everything.
This world is on fire.
Exactly. If you're like me, you might need a break. I need a break from America and a lot of other things going on in my life. Get your travel insurance too, but come with me to Bali. We are going September 25th through the 30th. It is a little bit after my birthday, but we're still celebrating my birthday. So one of the girls that's on the trip, shout out to Kira, it's her birthday while we're there. So we'll both be celebrating. Y'all come, turn up with us. It's not a whole turn up trip, but we are going to have one day party day where we go to a beach club.
Is it only for women?
No, it's open to everybody. And there's one man who signed up. I don't know him, but he signed up. And then somebody else says she bringing her man.
What if I come and just bring a nigga?
Do it.
Okay.
Come on. We're going to have a good time. I am doing this trip in partnership with Lux Tribes. This is who I've been wanting to do my trips with for a really long time. So I'm happy that it's finally come to fruition. We are going to have such a good time. I have worked with them on making sure that our itinerary is good, which I already trusted, but we are working out some details of some additional extras, some freebies, some really great experiences. And I just really encourage people to come out. Don't wait on people you know, because maybe they'll never go. And do you want to always wait on somebody else to be like, oh, let's go here? No, go right now and make some new friends and see a new place. I've never been to Asia. I've never been to Indonesia. I've never been to Bali. And I want you guys to come and share this experience with me. I'm really excited about it. We are over halfway sold out. So don't wait. Again, the trip dates are September 25th through the 30th of this year. You can sign up for your spot with only a $100 deposit and then break your payments up monthly. Go to travel.kikisaidso.com/Bali or just click the link in the description. I hope to see you there. We are going to have a blast. And then probably by May, I'll let you guys know where we're going in 2027. But I have 2 more trips lined up for 2027 and you won't want to miss them. I'm telling y'all, we're about to be gone and having a good time and not stressing because you get one life and we need to live it to the fullest. On that note, we're going to be out. And until next week, you guys, goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye. 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 Bye.
Population.
Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Wait on the drive. Bye. Bye. Bye.